Stronger teams, smarter plays. This is Hustle and Heart. Let's get to work.
This is the first entry in what we started calling the season journal. Not a policy memo, not a training guide, just a raw record of what it feels like when a company decides to run like a sports team. We write it so we don't forget how this began, and to remind ourselves that nothing is guaranteed. Ironclad was built the hard way, out of busted knuckles, cold mornings, and the grit of our founder, Mike Rinaldi. To us, he's coach. He played linebacker in college, and he built this place the same way he played. Toughness, hustle, no excuses. That worked for a long time, until it didn't. We started dropping the ball on the simple plays. Burnout, sloppy handoffs, one mistake big enough to cost us a client. That's when Coach called the whole crew together, slammed his fist on the bench, and told us flat, "From now on, we run Ironclad like a sports team. Starters earn their spot, backups stay ready, and nobody coasts." So this journal is our season log, not about draft day once a year, but the daily competition for the starting spot. Every shift, every meeting, every job site is another rep to prove you belong in the lineup. And maybe, if we keep these entries honest, we'll build more than a company record, we'll build a playbook worth passing on. So, do you just survive, or do you show them, in the smallest moments, this jersey won't slip off easy?
Yeah, Amani, that hits. Let's be real. Nobody prints a jersey just for you. You gotta earn it, keep it, and defend it. You show up to every rep. I'm talking drills, behind the scenes, clocking in, all of it. It's not about talent, it's about keeping the hustle hotter than the draft pick's hype. I remember out-hustling guys who, on paper, should have smoked me. But being the most dependable, paying attention, showing the crew I'd fix the stuff no one else even spotted, they noticed. Support your team, leave nothing for granted.
That's basically what research calls learning agility, being coachable, jumping into new plays, and making quick adjustments, right? I read a few studies. One said visible coachability and adaptability predict promotion way more than just resume shine. Actually, Jake, you told me once about your graveyard shift days, grinding through 12-hour nights, learning each crew's quirks, till the manager finally trusted you with the keys. There's a reason teams, basketball, business, whatever, hold on to players who learn fast and clean up their own plays. The walk-on who brings that "I'll handle the ugly stuff" vibe usually ends up outlasting the blue-chip recruits who just show up for game day.
Exactly. Starter isn't just a role, it's a practice, the ritual. That first morning, I'm here to start and win, that's a frame you can step into every day in any job. Every day is the fight for the starting spot.
You know what cracks me up? The fake it till you make it mantra. Most people don't realize even the starters are fighting for the same spot again tomorrow. Miles, walk me through some examples. Starter style.
All right, let me give you 3 dead simple starter moves. First one, restaurant shift. Tickets are piling up, servers drowning. I grab a tray, run waters to every table, and suddenly the whole rush loosens up. Second one, office. End of a meeting, instead of ghosting out, I drop one clear line in chat. Here are the items we agreed to accomplish by next week's meeting and who owns each. 30 seconds and nobody's left guessing. Third one, warehouse floor. Pallets dumped in the aisle, everybody keeps stepping around it. I move it, mark the spot so it doesn't jam us up again. That's starter energy. Fix it fast, keep it clean, and tee up the next play.
All right, picture this. Thursday closeout, things are piling up. First thing I do, scan the team. Who's buried, who's clear, where's the snag? I run a quick checklist in my head, spot the weak point, and jump in before it turns into a mess. If something's slipping, I shoot a quick update so nobody's blindsided. It's not about looking good. It's about keeping the whole crew moving. That's a starter move.
You know what being a starter really looks like? It's not just about your own checklist. It's about scanning the team. Thursday in the office, closeout's heavy. I see a coworker buried in emails, so I take the variance log off their plate before it clogs us all up. Same thing in a restaurant. I've been there when the servers are drowning, tables stacking up. Instead of watching, I jump in, refill waters, clear plates, and suddenly the rush breathes again. You're not waiting for applause, you're just making sure the team wins the next play.
Focus keeps you sharp, but it's the support you give your team that makes the real difference. When crews back each other up, the work feels lighter, the stress drops, and the wins come faster. A quick "you good" before the shift, or calling out a small fix so nobody repeats it, those are the habits that turn a group of individuals into a team. And the truth is, helping others almost always circles back to you. Smoother days, fewer headaches, and a crew that's got your back when it's your turn to need help.
Makes me think of the All Blacks sweep the sheds ritual. Rookie or captain, everyone cleans up the locker room. It's not about chores, it's about respect for the team. Same at work. Tidy a workflow, back up a coworker, smooth the handoff for the next shift. Small moves, high standards, that's what real starters do.
Yeah, and being a real starter isn't about putting points on the board every time. It's about making those tiny things automatic. Mental walkthroughs, no-fail checklists, helping the next shift. Like, ask yourself, if somebody else clocks in after you, did you tee them up, or did you dump them in a mess?
Plus, don't forget, what coaches and managers want isn't just high energy. It's that you listen, apply feedback, and keep mistakes from boomeranging back. Quick fix, note it so it doesn't happen again and the team learns from it. That's what earns the trust to start.
We're building more than our own stat lines here. We're passing the ball, raising the whole crew up. It's almost poetic. Win your morning, keep your jersey. There's a rhythm to it. That's the heart of the playbook, right?
All right, let's make this stick tomorrow. Not next week, but tomorrow. 3 action plays. First, write your top 3 priorities for the shift, plus a pre-mortem risk, what's most likely to trip you up, and set an if-then trigger, like, if my system crashes at 10 o'clock, then I immediately switch to the backup process so the client doesn't feel it. Second, log 1 no-blame fix today, something you patched or caught, no finger pointing, and add the new step so the team won't miss it again. Third, before noon, offer a 60-second assist call. Ask a coworker where you can back them up before the rush hits. These work for anyone, field tech, desk staff, carrier, you name it. No boss's permission needed.
Let's throw down a simple challenge for tomorrow. Post your morning prep in the community. Maybe it's the checklist you run, a trick you use, or how you set up the next shift. Share one move that makes your day smoother. That's how these sports rituals jump the fence and show up in offices, kitchens, warehouses, anywhere people work. And don't sit back thinking, I'll wait my turn. The starter spot goes to the ones who act, not the ones who wait.
Seriously, don't leave today empty-handed. Knock out those action items in this chapter. That's what makes this stuff real, not just noise. And there are 2 great quick-read blog posts in the additional resources section of this chapter that you can use to improve your game right away. One is on creating if-then triggers, the other on using pre-mortems to reduce risk. Read them.
Yeah, those are 2 must-reads. And remember, it's not about waiting for the big shot. It's the daily drills that set you apart. Do your reps and learn from the mess-ups. That's how you become a starter, wherever you are.
Catch you next episode.
You have been listening to Hustle and Heart. Remember, champions aren't born, they're built on small daily choices.
So I was interviewing this guy for a account manager position a couple years ago, and he sort of told me this story or his way of thinking that now I think about it, I feel like I should have heard this before, read it somewhere, but I really liked it. And he said he takes on every day or every task or everything that he's doing, he takes it on as a first date. So he said, you know, you're going on your first date, you make sure everything's perfect, you clean your car inside and out, you clean yourself up really well, put on your good clothes, and you know, you make reservations, you know, at someplace special, and you know, you go pick up your date, just do everything just right, and then maybe after date 20 or date 30, as you know, you've gone on lots of dates with the same person, all of that starts to sort of fade away. So, you know, maybe you get to the point where you're not even taking a shower before you go out, or you're just like, hey, let's just go to the same old place that we always go, or, you know, you're certainly not cleaning your car. And so his mindset is, at least this is what he was saying in the interview, is I'm going to treat everything like it's the first date, so I'm always going to do all of those things every time, every day. And so I thought that was pretty good. And then later I thought, I was like, why have I not ever heard that before? It's so good. But that really, I think, relates really well to what we're talking about in this chapter. And it's, you know, once you're the starter, it's just not taking that for granted. So whether you went right out of college into the starting position, or you worked your way up from, say, the practice squad, then maybe you were the backup, and then, you know, you got your shot and you worked hard and you got it. It's not time to relax now. You still come every day and you work hard. You come to practice, you work hard, you work on your technique, you work on all of the little things. You take every day as if I'm trying out for the starter today, for the starting position or the starting role in my company or whatever. So that's what this is about, is just staying strong every day. Every day is a tryout. Every day someone might look at you and say, well, this other person is a little bit better, I'm going to replace this person. And always having that mindset and going out there and just attacking things. And, I'm always going to look to get better. I'm always going to be perfect on my technique, or try to, improve one little thing, no matter what your role is, no matter what you're doing, whether you're sweeping the floor, you're selling something, you're working on your technique.
Stronger teams, smarter plays. This is Hustle and Heart. Let's get to work.
All right, straight from Ironclad's season journal, entry 2. The break room feels different now, more like a locker room than a lunch spot. Last week's wake-up call from coach still hangs in the air, like the smell of sweat after practice. Nobody wants to be caught coasting, not after Eddie got put on notice. You can see it in the little things. Dana is taking even more initiative, Marcus running his new checklist so the next shift doesn't walk into a mess. No one told them to, they just decided that's the standard now. It's not perfect. Some of us still eye the clock, still scroll our phones when we think no one's looking. But you can feel the shift, the hum before kickoff, when everyone knows their name could be called. Maybe that's what culture really is. Not posters on the wall, but the unspoken tension that says every day is tryouts. The locker room isn't a place, it's a choice we carry in. And for the first time in a long time, it feels like Ironclad has a shot at playing like a real team.
I mean, you can feel that, right? I get goosebumps, like you show up and it's not just do your shift, it's tryouts every day. It reminds me of when I first started running early morning crews. We'd stumble in, heads down, no vibe. So I started this gear check. 2 minutes, hydrate, check safety stuff, call out what's weird today. Suddenly, we're not just random people. Now it's a crew. And you know what? Those 3 minutes, cut mistakes fast. Like, fewer missing shovels. More, hey, is this blade sharp? Same start, more heart.
And it's not magic either. There's real research behind rituals and pre-performance routines. They lower anxiety, boost performance. Doesn't have to be complicated. Even 60 seconds, team checks in, think for a minute, mentally run through the day, call out the risks. We got what we need. Adds this little shield to the day. It tells your brain, game time. It's like attention judo for your brain. Doesn't matter if you're on a warehouse floor or at a spreadsheet.
Let's make this practical. Let's roll a head-up huddle. Just like in the kitchen, say you're opening a morning shift. Okay, Jake, you're the crew leader. I'm one of your staff. Miles, you're backing us up.
Yep. All right, team. Huddle up. Take a minute to visualize a kick-ass breakfast service. Tools, gloves, knives, aprons, all set. Today's risk, anybody?
Fryer's still a little unpredictable. Can we keep an eye?
Copy that. I'll be the helper for Fryer oil checks. One standard, clean pass before first order. All right, break.
Feels almost silly, but that's exactly how you clip anxiety at the root, no matter what your job title is. Rituals create belonging, yes, but mostly they create readiness.
And here's the kicker. Rituals aren't just routines. They're the small, steady plays that tell your brain, I'm ready, and tell your team, you can count on me.
And here's the kicker. Rituals aren't just routines. They carry meaning. They flip the switch in your head from I'm doing tasks to I'm ready to perform, and that emotion is what makes them stick. If you start your day with a huddle, you're more focused, safer, and just ready to play, more like a team, less like a crowd. None of this needs permission from a manager, just someone calling the play. Let's get real. The best sports teams, they have each other's backs, but they also call each other out when it counts. Make it safe to say it. That's the mantra.
Yeah, it's not about being nice either. It's about trust, that you can spot something off and bring it up without drama. Jake, you ready for a little spot it, say it, solve it action?
Absolutely. Set me up.
Okay, we're on a restaurant shift. Plates going out. I notice a missing side. Hey, Jake, quick catch. Table 14 is missing the slaw. I'll grab it. Can you refire the fries?
Yeah, you got it. Thanks. Good looking out.
That's it. 20 seconds, no embarrassment, just teamwork. This is how pure accountability beats manager-only enforcement because it's faster, it builds trust, and nobody's left guessing what's okay to let slide. This is what championship teams do.
I think about Marcus from the Journal. He started doing his tool checklist every day, not for credit, but so nobody on the next shift got burned. Zero manager push. Just the crew deciding, we're not going to let the little stuff pile up. You see this in retail too, like lead makes handoff notes for the closing shift, or in IT when you template patch notes for everyone to reference.
Peer-to-peer correction isn't about being a cop. It's about refusing to let avoidable mistakes become normal. The line that sticks for me, if I let it slide, I set it as normal. That's culture, not rules.
Which is why, if you want your team to work like a championship locker room, make tiny corrections normal and safe. It's the difference between who dropped the ball and how do we make the next play better. That's when you unlock the best from everyone.
Culture isn't posters, it's choices repeated when no one's watching. If you walk into Ironclad now, the changes aren't on a banner, they're in the little stuff. Jake, you've got a take on this, right?
Absolutely, like Bill Walsh called it the standard of performance, not hype or logos. It's everyone's on time, tools are staged, no silent days. You want to do your job, like the Patriots say. Prep right, care about the one detail nobody sees. That's the actual glue, more than rah-rah speeches.
Let's dig into invisible captains. I look for those inspirational players. Think Shane Battier in basketball, or like the warehouse vet who coils every single cable for the morning shift. Maintains a high standard. No announcement, just standards in the shadows.
Quick workplace riff. Say you're running client support. The ace isn't always the best at putting out fires. Sometimes it's the proactive agent who sends anticipatory notes so the next person knows exactly what's happening and shows up prepared. That's do your job in action, right?
Absolutely. Here's an example of a quick reset huddle, what the military calls an after-action review, or AAR. Say a restaurant crew planned to flip 6 tables by 1 o'clock but only managed 4. Quick huddle. What happened? Turns out bus bins were overflowing and no one was resetting silverware fast enough. What's the fix? Tomorrow they stage extra bins and assign one person to rolling resets. 2 minutes, 1 tweak, and the next shift starts cleaner. That's how standards get built in, not through a corporate handbook, but through quick, honest loops right where the work happens.
Yeah, a debrief so we kill it tomorrow. That's how championship teams treat every day as a rep, not a throwaway. Culture isn't a poster or a mission statement, it's what the crew actually does, especially when nobody's watching.
So here's your player's challenge. Tomorrow, try a 60-second ritual to start your shift. Do 1 peer, spot say solve, and finish with a 5-minute after-action review. Write your one change in the community feed. See how it lands. And if you see a teammate making it happen, shout them out. Stars shine, captains inspire.
Don't wait for someone up top. This playbook's for every single person on the job site or in the office, face-to-face or remote. You want to get better? It starts with a habit, not a permission slip.
And don't forget, action is what makes this stick. We want you to be the best, not someday, today.
And be sure to check out the game and the additional resources it has. Coach with this creepy, strange voice. I love it.
You have been listening to Hustle and Heart. Remember, champions aren't born, they're built on small daily choices.
What is culture? Culture is knowing that there is people that you care about who are counting on you, and you go above and beyond. You go the extra mile to set them up for success, to serve them, because you care about them and you want them to succeed. You want them to be stress-free. You want them to be able to do their job really well and be able to serve other people in the company or on the team really well. So culture, if you just want to make it really simple, is just serving people that you care about, knowing that we all care about each other and we're going to go out and execute and do our job in a way that sets each other up for success. So it's not about pictures of birds flying in a V on the wall. It's not about a picture of a rugby team or whatever. It's really just genuinely caring about each other and letting that drive you to go the extra mile. Get up a little early. Like, what's getting you out of bed in the morning? It's that drive that there's people counting on me. People that I care about are counting on me, and I'm going to go make it happen for them. I'm going to go do my best, even beyond my best, to serve them and do really well for them, because I know they're going to do that for me. And so a couple of things. One is that can be really hard to start. So if you're in a culture where that's not the case, so you have 20 people in your company and it's not that way and you need to start it, it's hard, but you can do it. And so that's one of my challenges here. You know, we're talking about Hustle and Heart, the book in audiobook.net. This is chapter 2. We're talking about culture. So when you're trying to start this culture thing, and that's what we're always promoting here, don't wait for somebody else, you start it. It's going to be hard, but you just have to keep doing it. You have to care about people, even though they're not really giving it back initially. You just have to have that faith, and you have to keep doing it. And eventually, I guarantee it, because I've done it and I've seen it, somebody's going to catch on and say, man, that dude is just hustling and going to bat, making my life easier, so I'm going to do that in return. And then that person is going to do it for other people because it feels good and that person sees the results. So you keep doing that, then you get a third person and a fourth person. And eventually, if you have a 20-person company, and you have 11 people doing it, the other 9 are just going to have to decide, is this for me? Am I going to get on board with this because this is the way it is now? Or is it not for me? Is this too hard for me? I just want to coast. This isn't a good driver for me. I don't care about these people enough to go do my best every day. So that's what's going to happen. They might leave. We bring new people in, and they just walk right into the culture. And so they don't have to change. They just walk right into it and embrace it. So you got to start somewhere, and that's it. So once you have that mindset, that's your why. Your why is people I care about are counting on me, and then it's, okay, how do I do it? And so in this chapter, in this book, it's talking about ways to do that. So this little 1% improvements every morning. How can I go attack this morning? What can go wrong? And what will I do if it does go wrong? Who can I serve? Who can I set up for success today? And then at the end of the day, what could I have done better? And so you just keep doing that. You keep making these 1% improvements, and you're intentional about how you're serving your team. You just keep doing it today, then tomorrow, then the next day, then the next day, then the next day, then the next day. And it just builds and adds up until you just have this amazing culture, and it's just people serving each other. No signs needed, no big speeches needed. It just happens, and that's really what culture is. And so if you got to this video through YouTube, go check out the book Hustle and Heart. This is in chapter 2. It's on audiobook.net. All right, everybody, I'll see you in the next chapter.
Stronger teams, smarter plays. This is Hustle and Heart. Let's get to work.
The shift feels tighter now, like we finally found a playbook worth running. Last week it was raw energy, everyone trying harder, pushing faster. But effort without order, that only lasts so long before it unravels. Coach reminded us, even the best athletes look average if they freelance outside the system. So we drew some lines. Marcus owns the checklist. Dana calls the huddle. Eddie, yeah, the same Eddie, he's got the backup role on quality checks. No confusion, no excuses, just clear lanes. Funny thing is, it didn't make us robotic, it made us freer. Trust shows up when you stop wondering who's covering your blind side. Now when the buzzer hits, we know the plan. Doesn't mean it's easy. Trust is fragile, and the system only works if we run it every day, not just when coach is watching. But for the first time, the room feels less like a group of individuals and more like a team with a shared rhythm, the kind of rhythm that wins the big games.
All right, straight out the gate. Tell me that doesn't sound like every team that decides to stop just working hard and actually play to win. Like, look, I always say, don't run on feelings, run the play. You know the 49ers with Bill Walsh? He literally wrote the standard of performance. And Popovich with the Spurs, pound the rock. It's about drilling the basic plays. When the pressure's on, your feelings are all over the place, but your plays are still yours.
And the wild part is, research backs this up. Like teams that stick to systems and standards, they don't just avoid chaos, they win more often. There's a meta-analysis showing role clarity and structure is linked to higher performance and lower stress. I mean, think about it. We don't rise to our goals, we fall to our standards. You execute under pressure based on what you've practiced.
Exactly. And everyone thinks systems kill the vibe. Nope. If your system's good, everybody knows where the lanes are. You get more creative because the base is locked in.
You've got that look, Imani, like you've got a story for us. What did you see?
Yesterday, right on the yard, the delivery truck pulled in and Dana didn't miss a beat, guided the truck in, opened the bay door. Trevor was already in motion, pallet sliding smooth. Marcus stepped in, locked it down, and sealed it with, secure, all good. Dana signs the paperwork, truck drives away. Whole thing, under a minute. And standing there, it didn't feel like work. It felt like a fast break in basketball. One pass, then another, then the finish. No confusion, no wasted motion, no, wait, who's got this? Just flow.
That's what happens when a system works. It takes everyday people and lets them move like a team that knows the playbook.
Can't help but notice once you standardize those little rituals, you're not stuck guessing what your teammate's thinking. It's less like tiptoeing around egos and more like, okay, what's my play? That's the lesson sports nailed. Simple, repeatable systems, the right play at the right time. You don't have to improvise under pressure. You just do what you drilled, together.
Let's run right at the next big play, roll clarity. The Patriots basically stamped it on their brains. Do your job. You have your lane, someone's backing you, and there's zero confusion who covers what. The research is almost boring in how consistent it is. Teams with clear roles beat teams that just wing it. And when everybody knows their lane, stress drops, performance goes up. There's literally a negative correlation between role ambiguity and performance.
It's wild how much drama you lose when people just own stuff. I'll give you an ironclad example straight out of my week. Maintenance crew doing roll cards, just like the Patriots. Dana owns safety cones. Marcus works the checklist. Eddie, believe it or not, is back up on quality. There's no more whispering, who screwed up. Everyone knows the answer before the problem even comes up. No question marks. One owner, one backup, zero finger pointing. It's like putting names up in permanent marker.
Honestly, sometimes it's easier to see where this breaks down. Everybody wants to be the hero, but when everyone's everywhere, nobody covers the critical move. Want to try a role play, Miles? Let's do a call center huddle. I'll set the scene. I'm the call lead. Super quick morning rush. Okay, today's challenge. System is lagging, so we split calls. Amani runs intake. Miles, your backup for check-ins. Everyone else, stay flexible. And if something goes wrong, be ready to jump in and help. Miles, what's your play?
Intake check-ins are mine if your line jams. Otherwise, I track open tickets. If you call for help, I own it until you say clear.
Exactly. Role beats hero. I call, you confirm. As silly as it sounds, we're just running the play. And once people get how safe that feels, they can focus, not guess. I always say the best teammate is the clearest.
And it can be anywhere, not just the office. I've seen it on delivery crews, kitchens, even a warehouse. Picker calls zone 3, pallet switch. Loader confirms. Loop closed, move on. Super basic, but no one's left behind. It's not about being a superstar, it's about never dropping the baton. I probably sound like a broken record, but if you walk away from this with just one thing, remember, one call, one confirm, no confusion. That little phrase just kills so much chaos. One more example. Operations. Spoke with the client. She wants the patio lights switched from copper to black finish. Sales. Copy. Patio lights are now black finish. I'll draft and send the change order by end of day. Operations. Confirmed, you're sending the change order today. We'll hold ordering until it's approved.
All right, let's talk trust. And honestly, this is where great teams are forged. Let me pull a line from Ryan Holiday's Ego is the Enemy, which I keep coming back to. What holds us back isn't just lack of belief. It's unwillingness to see or admit what's real. That hits, because trust isn't built on hype. It's built on people willing to face the facts together, even when they're uncomfortable. Great teams don't hide mistakes or pretend things are fine. They call it, fix it, and move on. That's where real strength shows up. MIT's research shows team safety bumps innovation and even revenue. The art is pairing safety with honest feedback. You want respectful truth, and you want it fast.
Yeah, I've run stand-ups where the best thing someone says is the thing everyone else was too scared to bring up. Let's do a quick role play. I'm running a product stand-up. Jake, you're dev. Amani, you're QA. So, Jake, any risks on the release?
We're shipping with that flaky auth test. We haven't isolated the root cause yet. It could bite us.
Thank you for saying it. Do you want us to fix it now or flag it and move forward under a temporary control? What do you need from us?
Flag it. Assign me as owner, and I'll give a progress update tomorrow morning.
Done. See, when you say it out loud, decisions get made. Respectful truth, fast. No tiptoeing, no blame. Everybody can sleep tonight, and we ship better stuff. Plus, the whole room just got smarter together.
And those little rituals carry more weight than any pep talk. We end every shift with the same 3 questions. What's incomplete? Who owns it? What could bite us tomorrow? That who-style checklist isn't glamorous, but it's why we don't show up to a mess the next day. Simple, boring system. Saves everyone headaches. Close the loop or it'll close on you.
Just to be clear, WHO stands for the World Health Organization. And what they built is famous. A simple 3-pause surgical checklist that cut major complications and deaths around the world.
Right, think about that. Surgeries are complex, stakes are life and death. And yet, what saved the most lives wasn't fancier tools, it was a boring checklist. 3 pause points. Before anesthesia, before incision, before leaving the operating room. Say what's incomplete, confirm who owns it, and call out risks. That's it. And the wild part? Teams resisted it at first because it felt too simple. Surgeons were like, I don't need a checklist. But the data crushed their pride. Deaths dropped, mistakes dropped, and now it's the standard worldwide.
It's not glamorous. Nobody claps for a checklist. But like in surgery, it's the boring stuff that keeps things safe and smooth. Pep talks fade, systems stick.
That's the point. Championship teams don't rely on memory or vibes. They rely on simple systems that everyone runs every time. That's how you close the loop.
All right, if you want 3 things to run tomorrow. 1. Start your day with a huddle. Call the play, assign the roles, identify the risk, commit together. 2. Post a 1-pager how we play card. 10 lines, tops, visible for everyone. 3. End your shift with a simple checklist. What's incomplete, who owns it, what to prep for next. Doesn't matter if you're on a job site, in an office, kitchen, whatever. Run the play, not your feelings.
And hit us up in the comments. For real, post a snap of your team's 10-line play card, or drop a 30-second audio of your 3-minute huddle. What phrase hit for you? What actually changed?
Jake, Miles, thanks for bringing the stories and the research. I'm already fired up for next week.
Same here. Run the plays. Don't wait for permission. Every champion started out just trying to get a little sharper. See you next time.
You have been listening to Hustle and Heart. Remember, champions aren't born, they're built on small daily choices.
So if you're working in a relatively, at least, well-run company, you probably have a process, so a defined process. Usually we call it the customer relationship process, depending on what your business is. And so that might go from marketing the whole way to follow up with the customer, and including manufacturing, delivery, everything. So what we're really focused on, we're in podiobook.net in general, is you, the individual. How can you succeed? We'll let the CEOs worry about that bigger the bigger process. But what is your process within all of that? So if you're a salesperson, you have the bigger process, then a sales process, and then your process within that. Or if you have a manufacturing process, what is your process within that? And so that's something that you can work on all the time, where you're constantly honing that process in, where you're constantly thinking, how can I make this a little bit more efficient, or how can I make this a little better for the customer? How can I add value to the customer, or how can I add value to the team? So Atomic Habits is a great book that talks about this, how you can always increase a little bit every day by 1%. And that's what we're trying to do with this process. And what we're talking about in this chapter is taking your process, constantly honing it, but first start out by knowing that there is a process, what that really means. Like, I'm really intentional about what I'm doing every day. I'm not just coming to work and kind of winging it. I'm coming in, I know what I need to do. I know what I'm going to do if something goes sideways. I can jump right into my recovery process. And so being intentional, once you have that process in place and you start using it and thinking about it, now you can refine it over time, which makes it really powerful, and it makes your life easier, it makes the people around you life easier, and just it's really the only way to operate. And the key is to keep honing it and keep making it better. All right, that's it for today. Thanks everybody. I'll see you in the next one.
Stronger teams, smarter plays. This is Hustle and Heart. Let's get to work.
Season Journal Entry 4. The rhythm's there now, but coach won't let us mistake rhythm for resilience. He says anyone can look sharp in the first quarter. What matters is who's still standing in the fourth. This week, the word was prehab, not rehab, prehab. Athletes are out there foam rolling, stretching, taping up before a big game, not the exciting stuff, but crucial. We've got our own version. 10 minutes before shift, we slow it down, run those boring basics, and catch cracks before they turn into breaks. Dana? She bought in instantly. led a 2-minute prehab before client calls. Suddenly, everybody sounded calmer. Eddie? Well, he grumbled. Thought it was a waste. By noon, guess who was scrambling, fixing mistakes the prehab warm-up would have caught? Maybe he learns, maybe not. But the rest of us? We felt stronger, not from grinding harder, but from thinking ahead, being proactive, working smarter. Coach says, that's our new kind of toughness, and it starts way before anything breaks.
I love this. Prehab over rehab. Look, every crew has got an Eddie, right? The I don't need warm-ups type. But let's be real. In sports, the best hit those basics. Every single day. Have you ever watched pro athletes before a game? It's not just stretching for Instagram. They roll, warm up, run weird little drills. It looks silly, but research says warm-ups cut injuries by 30 to nearly 40%. That's real improvement. And here's the twist. Business has its version too. My old crew, if we skipped the pre-shift checklist, man, we'd spend the whole day playing catch-up. A little 2-minute pause, even a quick team huddle, saves you from fixing disasters later.
Jake, I'm with you, but let's get specific. In sports and at work, rehab, recovering after something breaks, is a drag. It's expensive, slow, and it crushes your momentum. But prehab, that's prevention. In football, it's foam rolling and strength drills before practice. In business, that's your checklist, your system warm-up, or even just pausing to double-check your calendar before the meetings start piling up. It's these simple habits. Run the basics, so you avoid the big messes. And let's admit it, half the challenge is getting buy-in from the Eddies on the team.
Let's play this out. Miles, you be Eddie, the skeptic. I'll be Dana, team lead. Jake, you drive the scene.
All right, Eddie, you just rolled in. 10 minutes before shift. Dana's about to lead the morning prehab. What do you do?
Honestly, I'm thinking, why are we standing around talking? There's orders to pick, invoices to send. Can't this wait?
Eddie, I hear you, but today we're running the 2-minute prehab together. Quick schedule review, check the day's big moves, and scan for any potholes. We're not wasting time, we're being proactive, so we're not firefighting later.
By noon, half the crew's sharper. Details handled. Surprises? No problem. Eddie, he forgot to let a customer know we were coming today and spent 3 hours driving there to fix it. The rest of us? Smoother day, no mistakes, no callbacks, happy customers. The phrase, prehab beats rehab, every time.
That's it. Prevention isn't about slowing down, it's the real speed hack. You don't wait for things to break before you start being smart. You start smart, keep everything smooth, less stress, less drama.
So here's how prehab really works in business. In sports, athletes use warm-ups like FIFA 11 Plus to prevent injuries before the game even starts. In business, our version is just as simple and just as powerful. It's a 5-minute start of shift loop. Spot the risks, name the win, live the why. Call out what could trip you up today and how you'll prevent it before it becomes a problem. Lock in the one goal that matters most, the clear win for the day. Then finish with purpose. Challenge the team to decide how they'll serve each other and their clients in a way that goes 1% beyond what anyone expects. Quick, clear, and proven. It's the business warm-up that keeps the fires from ever starting.
And we've built our own prehab menus that work no matter your role. For accounting, before sending invoices, spot the risk. Did you double-check amounts and attachments? Square it before you share it, so no angry emails later. For baristas and servers, start by spotting the risks. What's out of stock? What could derail the rush? Say it before customers order it. For IT, it's the same principle. Run a quick pre-mortem before deployment and plan your backup. That's how you prevent a crisis, not react to one. Then comes naming the win. What's today's one clear objective? Maybe it's getting payroll out clean, keeping the lunch line flowing, or pushing that release live without bugs. Whatever it is, everyone knows the play. And finally, our why. How are we living it? Ask, how are we serving the team and the client today in a way that goes beyond expectations? For sales, that might mean walking into the first call with energy that lifts the room. For service teams, it might mean catching a detail the client didn't even know to ask about. It's not about stretching or posture drills. It's about showing up prepared, focused, and committed to purpose. These 5-minute habits pay off all shift long, fires prevented, goals met, and clients served better than they expected.
Let's hammer this home with some fast role plays. Jake, you're the barista. Imani, want to jump in as the supervisor?
The grinder starts making that scary, I'm about to die noise right in the middle of the rush. Instead of hoping it holds together, Jake the barista spots the risk and calls it out. 86 grinder, need a backup on beans. Instantly, the supervisor shifts someone to cover drinks. Another teammate grabs the spare grinder, and the line keeps moving. The win for the day stays intact. Orders out fast, no meltdown, no angry customers. And in that moment, the crew also lives the why. They've got each other's backs, and they serve the customers without missing a beat. That's the difference. If you wait and pray, you're in rehab mode, scrambling to fix a mess. If you spot it early and act, you're in prehab mode, proactive, prepared, and still in control.
On the desk side, say I'm prepping a big invoice batch. Before I hit send, Miles runs the spot the risks check, amount, due date, correct attachment. He catches one off, and that's one angry client email that never happens. The win stays on track, invoices clean, cash flow steady. And in that moment, we also live the why, protecting the team's time, serving the client with accuracy, and proving we care about getting it right the first time. That's not busy work, it's prehab. These aren't just checklists, they're fire drills for your workflow.
Or take a 5-minute pre-mortem. Let's assume this deployment flopped. Why? The team calls it out, spotting the risks before they're real. Someone flags a missing rollback path, now fixed before launch. The win stays safe, a smooth release, no scrambling at midnight. And you've also lived the why, serving clients with reliability they can trust, and sparing your team from another burnout fire drill. That's prehab in action, crisis prevented, confidence built.
These aren't tiny exercises, they're team habits. Spot the risks, name the win, live the why. 3 quick moves that reset the day before it even starts. Maybe it's a checklist before invoices, a menu scan before the rush, or a pre-mortem before a deployment. Whatever your world, the play is the same. Prehab means you fix things forward, not after they break. It's fast, it's simple, and you don't need permission. Start tomorrow, start with your crew, and watch how the fires stop before they ever spark.
Now let's talk about the mental game, why prehab matters beyond clipboards and checklists. In the NBA, they use load management. Star players sit out games not because they're weak, but because they're preparing for the long run. Push too hard, too fast, and injuries spike. Work is no different. Stress and burnout are preventable, but only if you're smart enough to do the prehab. That's where spot the risks, name the win, live the why comes in. It's not just about starting strong, it's about staying strong. 5 minutes of prehab in the morning saves hours of firefighting later. You spread the load, cut the wasted time, and keep your energy steady so you're always ready, not scrambling, not burned out, just in control from the first hour to the last.
This is where micro breaks are game changers. You don't need a week-long retreat to recover, just 2-minute resets throughout the day, like the Seahawks build in mindfulness rituals. Here's 3 quick wins. 1. Lock down your sleep before any big push. Sleep isn't a splurge, it's a skill. 2. Before heavy tasks, 2 minutes, spot the risks, name the win, live the why. Breathe, visualize, if-then plan. What's the win? What's my 1% more than expected? 3. Run a pre-mortem. Imagine what could go wrong before it does. Simple, proven, and doable today.
Let me run you through the pain of skipping prehab. I used to grind head down through back-to-back 12-hour shifts thinking, I'll catch up later. Guess what? I ended up pulling 2 double reworks, had to fix a bunch of avoidable mistakes, and needed an entire Saturday just to catch my breath. Next job, I set up a checklist, was thoughtful and intentional about the risks, the goal, and the why, flagged issues before they happened, stayed focused on daily goals. The team and the client.
Simple way to know if this is working? Notice how many breakdowns or hero fixes you're running at 3 p.m. or after your third call. If that count drops, your prehab plan is paying off. The fewer last-minute panics, the more your system is working. You don't need a wearable or an app, just notice. And if you do hit a pothole, update your routine. That's the prehab mindset: prevent, adapt, and win more often.
Here's the wrap. To actually make a change, do the action items. Try the warm-up loop. Spot the risks. Name the win. Live the why. First thing tomorrow. Post in the community. We want you sharper, safer, and more resilient. Not just at work, but in life.
And don't just listen. Do it. Prehab only works when you do it. Nobody wins by waiting for somebody else to fix things. Let's see what you've got tomorrow.
All right, crew. Remember, champions aren't born. They're built on habits like these. Start small, start today, and keep that energy rolling.
Spot the risks, name the win, live the why. Stay sharp, stay humble. See you in Chapter 5.
You have been listening to Hustle and Heart. Remember, champions aren't born. They're built on small daily choices.
So somehow I stumbled onto this word called prehab. So if you think of rehab, you get injured and you go through rehab to get better, to fix the problem. So prehab is doing things that prevent you from getting injured, or in the case of business, doing things that keep problems from happening in the first place, fires from starting. So I really like this word, prehab. I don't know where it came from, but I latched on to it. And if you look out there, there's a prehab.com. It's out there. It's usually related to rehab. But I think it's perfect for business. So you can use this word to talk about what's our prehab strategy. We have to prehab here. So we want to prevent things from happening. We've done this enough times. We know what the problems are. This isn't the first time we read this book. We know how the story goes. Let's just get out in front of it. Let's do whatever we need to do to be prepared when the inevitable fire starts, or we have things going sideways. So prehab is just a word for being proactive and having a proactive strategy instead of just fixing things after they happen. But I really like it. It's a really great word to use, and if you're not being really proactive, you should be, and this is just a good word to use it for it.
Stronger teams, smarter plays. This is Hustle and Heart. Let's get to work.
Season Journal, Entry 5. The prehab stuck. Surprising how fast a ritual turns into muscle memory. The floor runs cleaner because we start clean. Same huddle, better results. Today, Coach added the final communication touch. True clarity, real, honest, respectful talk baked into everything we do. In the prehab huddle, on the phone, in emails. Facts first, feelings next, fix together. No polite fiction, no cheap shots. Just the truth, carried carefully, so the work can move. You could feel the shift. Coach snapped a strip of bright tape on the concrete and called us in, not to talk longer, but to talk straighter. He says our communication is much better but needs more spine. Dana got it, ran her morning huddle, kept it clear, truthful, with respect, and the crew leaned toward her voice. Eddie tried the old move, eye roll, half update, hour-long mess. Coach called him out. True clarity is going to be a challenge, but so is carrying around dead weight. The morning huddle showed it plain, who's leaning in, who's leaning back. The ironclad team is being built one honest conversation at a time, and not everyone's going to make the cut.
Man, I love that. One honest conversation at a time. Can we just pause and admit, sometimes you know exactly who's in and who's texting behind their coffee mug? Makes me think of Coach K. This dude, legend, right? He literally wouldn't run a play unless every single pair of eyes was in the huddle. He said, if you're not in, you're out. You want to win? Start with the circle. And that's what a real huddle with true clarity does. Honest, respectful communication. It sets the tone. You step in, you keep it real. If you're not paying attention, you're not part of the play. Simple as that.
The All Blacks rugby team, same deal. Their mantra is, no one stands outside the circle. If you're not shoulder to shoulder and sharing the standard, you're in the stands, not on the field. And here's the ad. Inside that circle, it's not noise or niceness. It's true clarity. Facts first, feelings next, fix together. You say the real thing with respect so the work can move.
There's a reason their rituals, haka, sweep the sheds, matter. It isn't raw talent. It's buy-in to the team and to speaking straight without sharp elbows. That flows to every crew I've worked with. Everybody wants to belong, but the standard is you actually show up, and you tell the truth carefully. Here's what happened. Here's how it tripped us. Here's the next small fix. No one hides behind silence. No one swings with cheap shots. That's the circle. That's how teams get better in real time.
Short huddles with clear communication, eye contact, and shared commitment cue the brain to focus. Coaches use them to snap momentum. Workplaces do too. 5 focused minutes to restate the goal, surface challenges. Keep it honest and respectful. No egos allowed.
Let's show how quick and real it is, yeah? Miles, your crew lead in a kitchen. Amani's on prep. I'm line cook. Let's do a 20-second huddle.
All right, team today, top 3, pasta specials, hit cleanliness, and watch the new fryer. It's running hot. Safety watch, slick spot by the prep sink, mops on standby. Anyone got blockers?
Yeah, salad deliveries are late. Might need to sub out arugula. Heads up for lunch rush. I'll signal if we run low.
Got it. I'll keep an eye on inventory. Jump to salads if you get buried. Anyone need backup before we start?
Nope, let's keep this communication going. True clarity, keep it honest and respectful. Team first, no ego. Let's get to work.
See? That's it. If you watch that happen on a job site or in a kitchen, you'd know everybody's more ready. It's not a meeting. Nobody's zoning. It's a play call. That's why the best crews, in sports and at work, keep these sharp lessons moving. Everyone working together without ego or drama.
Let's get nerdy, because it's not just tradition. There's research that short, honest, no-ego huddles outperform long meetings almost every time. If you peek at the healthcare world, frontline huddles have led to fewer errors, faster fixes, better teamwork. One review, PubMed, points to a 24% drop in mistakes just by doing 5 to 10-minute huddles. Staff feel more engaged, and there's less, wait, who's doing what, confusion. Everyone is open and honest. Everyone knows where they stand. And Mayo Clinic? They're famous for daily safety huddles. Clear, honest feedback delivered concisely with respect, so problems get solved same day. It's not just hospitals either. Manufacturers use lean daily huddles, agile tech teams. People miss fewer signals. Issues get caught before they become disasters. And you have to know your team is going to listen, be honest, and respect the play call. Your team is counting on you to run the play or be honest about calling out the risk.
I see this on landscaping jobs all the time. Here, want a role play? I'm crew lead before a hot day. Amani's on irrigation. Miles, you're my runner. Huddle time. Top 3. Trench for lawn zones. Set the valves. Test all zones. Watch you don't bury the pipe puller by the drive. It's still mud from the rain. Blockers?
Missing a couple 1-inch couplings, can't finish the run till we get those.
How many?
10.
I'll grab them this morning and we'll call if there is an issue. Anything else before we start?
That's what I'm talking about. Nobody's guessing. Nobody's checking their phone, pretending to be taking notes. It's fast. And if you want proof, let's talk Dana versus Eddie from the Journal. Dana called out clear and with respect. Boom, team adjusts and heads off a bad day. Eddie? Half in, doesn't even say what's wrong, stuff gets missed, costs us. If you ever want a gut check if your team is winning, just watch your next huddle. Who's all in? Who's drifting?
One thing I see, especially when teams over-formalize, is meetings creep back in. You stack up huddle after huddle, everyone sitting, zoned out, nothing gets done, and creativity dives. Actual studies from Harvard Business Review found, like, a third of meetings could basically disappear and no one would miss them. The trick? Keep huddles quick, everyone standing, rotate who leads. It's supposed to move, not trap you. If you feel the vibe dying, thin it out. Don't just add another layer for the sake of looking busy.
That's right, rotate that lead, peer-to-peer, not boss first. It's not about hierarchy. Some of the most powerful shifts I've seen were when the rookie called out a risk and the manager listened. It's a good check, actually, to switch it up and stay fresh. Otherwise, you're just performing meeting theater, not running a real play.
All right, let's stop the theory and get practical. Honesty without respect is a cheap shot. All talk, no progress. Respect without honesty is wearing the jersey in the stands. You look like us, but you're not in the play. In the huddle, pair them so truth lands and respect carries it. Then run the called play. Trust is what you do after break, not just nodding along in the huddle.
I love the way these formats scale. Let's run a warehouse or restaurant role play. Miles, you're facilitating pre-shift. Jake's inventory. I'll jump on service. Okay, Miles, clock's ticking. Open that huddle.
All right, specials today, mushroom rigatoni, lemon trout. Safety, prep zone running low on arugula, watch allergen sheets. Blockers?
Inventory's tight, might need to sub after 8 p.m. for greens. Heads up for anyone prepping salads.
Service, 2 gluten-free reservations tonight, 1 VIP at 7:15. Let's seat in Dana's zone so she's got pace for the trout.
Josh, dish pit's running slow?
Yeah, machine's lagging. I'll do hands-on rinses next half hour. Buy us time. We need you to get that machine fixed for tomorrow. Quick, honest, respectful, right?
Exactly. Think plays, not paragraphs. The team gets what matters, blockers get an owner, and no one's sitting around guessing. That's how the best in sports do it. That's how you tighten up your day. You see it in IT help desks, in dental clinics. If you can talk for 7 minutes, you can transform the flow of your shift, your office, or the whole building.
Not sure if it's working? Here's the simple test. If your day's running smooth, blockers got caught before lunch, and you're hearing more nice catch, your huddle's dialed. If people start texting or you're solving every single issue instead of assigning them, you lost the thread. Now you've got a mindless meeting, not an honest huddle. Kill that drift quick.
Players challenge everyone. Try a 7-minute honest huddle tomorrow. Keep driving until everyone is engaged. Everyone speaks their mind, honest and respectful. No egos. Get to clarity. Rotate who runs it each day. And here's the fun part. Post your progress in the community comments. Trade what works. You'll see someone in a warehouse borrowing from a restaurant, IT folks snagging crew tricks. The best stuff moves fast because it's not a theory. It's field tested for regular people.
And don't just listen, actually do the thing. The action items aren't busy work. They're the real way you go from sounds nice to today was a win.
Seriously, and I mean this, getting in the game is everything. Nobody gets better by just watching the highlights. Steal a move, post a win, help someone else dodge a mess. Do you want to be a championship team or just a bunch of individuals clocking hours?
Show them what you got. Be the spark. See you in Chapter 6.
You have been listening to Hustle and Heart. Remember, champions aren't born, they're built on small daily choices.
Huddles are really the key to keeping things moving in business every day. They're quick, they're agile, they have a lot of good, quick information. They give people the opportunity to speak up, and they know it's not a time to be long-winded. It's a time to just state the facts, what's most important. So here's where we ended up yesterday, here's what our goal is for today, here's a couple of special things to be thinking about, issues that we've been having or things that have been working really well, or other details you might be, say, in a restaurant industry, you're addressing the servers and the greeters, and you say, hey, there's a baseball card convention going on at the convention center down the block. Expect to have a pretty big lunch crowd. We have a ballpark special, hot dog and fries. Here are some appropriate things that you might say to make them feel comfortable or to have a good experience about baseball cards. Anybody have anything to add? Jimmy's like, yeah, I'm going to that later. Like, I'm really into it. Here's a couple of things to look for or whatever. And things that'll make the day go better. You might be serving someone. You see Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy's going to the convention later. Just to keep things going. So, next time the convention's about something else, you have the same type of a meeting. So, real quick, and it could be anything depending on your industry, but the main points are, here's how we ended up, and here's what we can take about things from the previous day, here's how we can use that to improve today, and here are special little things for the day. So, real quick, a couple of minutes long meeting for really any industry to keep you going, keep people on their feet, keep people focused, and keep people learning and moving forward and improving.
Stronger teams, smarter plays. This is Hustle and Heart. Let's get to work.
Season Journal, Entry 6. Funny how fast the huddle conversations bled into everything else. Honesty with respect, egos are non-existent. Now, before the lights even flicker on, there's this little charge in the air, like the room knows we're about to flip the switch. Someone slaps the whiteboard, someone else cracks the same dumb joke, and just like that, we're not a bunch of individuals anymore. We're a team with our game face on. Coach keeps saying, culture isn't what you believe, it's what you repeat. I get it now. The rituals aren't just noise. They're the handoff that makes the whole machine run smoother. Dana's taken to it like she was built for this. She's not just calling plays, she's setting people up, dropping assists that make the rest of us look sharper. You can feel her stock rising, and nobody resents it. That's the thing. When someone's success makes your load lighter, you want them to win. Eddie, though, he's drifting. Doesn't touch the board, doesn't lock in. Same shrug, same shortcuts. The rest of us are carrying his weight, and the gap's widening. Coach hasn't said it out loud yet, but you can hear it in the silence after Eddie speaks. A season reveals people, and this one's making it plain. Some players get sharper under pressure, others crack.
Imani, I get chills every time you read these. That huddle story, man, it reminds me of when I was field crew first year. We had these rookie drills, right? Sharp, short, not just for show. I remember training this rookie, let's call him Rob, boots clean, zero clue how to unjam a chainsaw. Couple months later, he's running his own crew, probably better than me by now. That's the deal. Your ceiling rises when your team wins. You want to be the MVP? Be the captain who sets the others up.
That's the paradox, right, Jake? In sports, every championship team's got the same proven move, put the team above the star. I mean, Steph Curry, global superstar. What does he do every game? Sets screens, passes first. All Blacks rugby. Even the captain sweeps the sheds after a game. Nobody's above the team. It's deliberate humility in action. And honestly, businesses miss this so often. They hire stars and forget to build a system that catches mistakes and multiplies wins.
It's also so human. The real test isn't helping when it's easy. It's, would you help a rising teammate become better than you, even if it means they'll shine and you're still in the background? Legacy over spotlight. In sales or any industry or role, the same rules apply. If you build culture with little rituals, the kind that say, we hold each other up here, people see it and feel it, and trust me, dead weight can't hide.
If you're listening right now, take this down. Ask yourself, am I playing for my name or for the team's win? Look, when I made it about the crew, I got more opportunities, less stress, and a rep that opened doors way faster than just working hard for my own promotion. Every business, every role, it's the same. Your career goes up when you make it about us, not just you.
Let's get into the real why. Research backs this up. Pro-social moves, like putting your coworkers' win before your own, boost psychological safety, drop stress, and build that crucial trust. The MIT Sloan studies, those say plain as day. Psychological safety is the solid base of high-performance teams. Rituals, like a quick 90-second huddle or one win, one assist round, lower anxiety and make teams stronger under pressure. It's why sports teams do them before every game.
And it's contagious. I coached execs on this. Businesses that celebrate assists, not just the big wins, get better results and higher morale. So, for real, would you help the new person surpass you? Would you show your tricks, knowing she might be the next leader? In so many stories, like where a salesperson gave his best tip to a coworker, watched her leap to number one, but later, during crunch time, she doubled back with major support and that entire team had their best year. The respect, the opportunity, the reputation, it flows right back, every single time. His respect and status skyrocketed from the unselfish support. The team became legendary that year.
Look, it's not just theory. Quick hits work, like servers swapping dessert runs or field crews staging tools for the next shift. IT teams debrief for 10 minutes to catch bugs before the client does, or take one win, one assist at closing. Everyone shares a personal win and how they helped a teammate. It trains you to look for someone to lift, not just something to brag about.
Let's do a fast role play. Jake, you're the server, Friday rush, kitchen's a zoo. What's a team first move?
All right, I'm working table 5, slammed. I go, hey, I'll grab drinks for your 6 top if you can help me swap desserts later. That little trade, 2 stars get shine, the whole shift scores.
Same story, different world. Landscaping tech, you load tomorrow's truck before clocking out, drop a photo in the group chat with a quick, let me know if anything's missing. You're saving the morning crew time before you even hit your pillow. That's set the next person up. Original business magic.
Before you leave a task, run through it in your mind like you're the next person picking it up. Address what would slow them down. That unseen few minutes can save them hours.
And hey, don't forget, your assist might not pay off today, but your rep as the person who lifts others, that gets noticed and remembered way longer than any one sale. Who do managers call up next? The one who always made the handoff smooth, not the one who hoarded the ball. All right, let's make this stick. Picture this. Baseball game, dugouts buzzing, but every player does their own switch on before stepping up. Same thing for you. Build a 90-second personal routine before every shift or big task. Here's the play. Step 1, do 3 mindful breaths. Step 2, stretch or center yourself. Visualize the day, prehab. Step 3, name your goal. Today my win is a perfect handoff, no rework. Then call your assist. I'm backing up Anna on checkouts so the lines fly by. It's like a sports mantra, win the handoff. You hang that phrase up at your station, in your office, wherever. Suddenly, the culture's right there every day.
Let's try a rapid-fire checklist. You close your shift, share 1 win, 1 assist. It could be, I caught a last-minute bug before it hit a client, the win, and I helped Charlie restock the supply cart, the assist. Or maybe it's a quick mantra card. Write down standard before status or we before me. and post it where everyone passes. Create shoutouts, a simple whiteboard or chat thread. Who's the behind-the-scenes hero today?
Don't forget the measurement. Keep it simple. Track assists and shoutouts. Did your team get smoother this week? See where energy picks up and celebrate crew momentum. And if you want to spread this culture, get playful with challenges. Post a 20-second switch-on video or nominate your peer captain. Add your assist win or team ritual to the comments. Every contribution helps another listener build their playbook too. That's how this thing goes from podcast idea to real company change.
Sports to business, no fluff. Picture this, a retail team huddle. One person says, "Today's goal, no mistakes at checkout. My assist? I'll restock the impulse rack before the rush." The captain adds, "At the end, we'll call out the best handoff, assist of the day." Simple, quick, and it works anywhere, on a crew, in an office, or behind a counter. Stick with it, and the little wins stack up big.
Here's how you know it's working. People actually look forward to calling out assists, and teammates celebrate each other without waiting for the boss to do it. That's championship energy. If it's not there yet, don't quit. Tweak the ritual and keep repeating it. Culture doesn't flip overnight, but if you keep at it, it sticks.
All right, remember, listening is step one, but the game changes when you act. So here's your challenge for tomorrow. Do that switch on before your shift. Try 1 win, 1 assist with your team. Shout someone out for an assist, on chat, on a sticky note, or on the whiteboard.
Seriously, do the action items. Don't sleep on this. These moves are what make you and your team legit in the real world, not just in theory. If you want to get better, you got to put this stuff into play. Contribute your own assists, rituals, and ideas in the community comments. They help someone else, and you get better at the same time. No hiding in the background. Let's see who's the next crew MVP. You do this, you'll win way more than just points at work.
Big thanks for joining us on Hustle and Heart. Tell a friend and keep those rituals flowing. Remember, every time you help your team win, you multiply your own career too. Legacy over spotlight.
Take care, team, and remember, you're playing for the front of the jersey, not the back.
You have been listening to Hustle and Heart. Remember, champions aren't born, they're built on small daily choices.
All right, well, let me just start this out by saying, by no means am I against competition. Love competition. It's what gets me up every day. It's what drives me. But there's a subtle nuance between competing and contributing that I'm going to get to here in a minute. So let me just start with an example. So say you're a wide receiver on a football team. There's 5 wide receivers on the team, and you're number 3 on the list. There's 2 people better than you. You want to be competitive. You have a competitive mindset. So you're always trying to think about, okay, how can I reach the level of number 2 and number 1? I gotta practice harder. I gotta do more reps. I gotta stay longer. Keep going. If the coach isn't paying attention, hey coach, what's my route here? I really want you to critique it so I can get better. Give me feedback. Whatever you got to do, talk to number 1, number 2. Hey, what are you guys doing that helps you? Your competitive mindset is gonna tell you to keep doing that, and that's great. And that could lead you to move up, from number 3 to number 2 to number 1 because you outcompeted everybody else. You stayed longer. You did all the things you need to do. Or say that you are a salesperson on a team of 5 and you're number 3 and you want to be number 1. So you're going to read books on sales. You're going to make 3 extra calls every day to try to get more opportunities. You're going to try to increase your close rate by coming up with different ideas that you try, or talking to salesperson number 1, or whatever it is. You're going to compete to be number 1 because why not? Coming in and saying, yeah, I'm number 3 salesperson and I'm happy with that, it's just not fun or exciting. That competition is what makes work fun, when you come in and you really try to compete with each other and move and push each other. And again, that's what gets me up in the morning. Hey, that's when I want to win this. So the nuance here is it's pretty significant. So say you're that receiver number 1 receiver on that team, and you're seeing that number 3 receiver run a route, and you're seeing something that they're not doing right, or they're seeing they might be doing it right, but you know that there's a little thing that somebody taught you a couple years ago that changed everything for you, that made you way better. Maybe it's the way they plant their foot, or whatever, or the way, you know, they move their head whenever they cut, or whatever it is. Do you go and tell that person this little secret or this little trick that you learned that changed everything for you? Do you tell that person this information knowing that if they master this, they're probably going to be as good or as better as you? So you might lose your number 1 standing because you weren't asked to. You knew this without anybody asking or anything. You went up to them and said, hey, let me tell you something. This is going to change your game a little bit. Let me show you. And they do it, and it works for them, and they pass you. Are you good with that? That is contributing over competition. You put the competition aside for the betterment of the team. Same with a salesperson. You hear them talking, you know that you can give them some advice that will increase their close rate. Or here's this thing that I've done that gets me, you know, way more qualified leads, or whatever, that this person didn't know about. And, you know, or the other thing is you have to spend your time to teach them. So if you're that receiver, hey, let me take a half an hour and show you how to do this. So you're taking away from your time to contribute to someone who could then become better than you and beat you. Are you good with that? And the answer should be yes. They're going to be better than me, but maybe they can teach me something. And the bigger thing is it's going to contribute to the team. So now I got to work a little harder to get back above them. And that's friendly competition. And so that's the nuance that you have to ask yourself. Yeah, you can be a competitor. That's great. But am I a contributor? And am I okay with it? Where's that going to get me? And I can tell you, if you're, you know, a manager or a coach and you're seeing someone making that type of, I'll say, sacrifice and commitment, that's going to be worth way more than being number 1. You know, being that number 1 person who does everything right, but's not a contributor.